In the decoded part, the topic we are having is labor codes and their significance. Now, what is the backdrop? The backdrop is that on November 21, we had the 4 labor codes coming into existence. Now, this topic is relevant from GS paper 3 in the economy part. Now, let's see the news. The news is that the labor codes, the labor laws that we had, a vast number of labor laws that we had have been compiled into 4 codes. These codes include the code on wages, second is the industrial relation code, third one is the social security code, and lastly the occupational safety health working conditions code. Now, why this has been done? This is done because India is having a very complex legal system, and that complex legal system is there because for everything we are having laws, and there is overlapping of the laws. There are contrary laws which are having contrary or counter provisions to each other. To minimize these hassles, to simplify them, we are now having these 4 labor codes in which all the labor laws have been clubbed. Now, let's go to them. Why we need these things? We need because we have the largest and the youngest workforce at the global level. It is expected that India is going to contribute 2/3 of the global new workforce that are entering in the workspace. Now, in this context, we need simplified laws. Also, the economic conditions, the sectors, they are changing. So, in that context, we need to reform our labor laws as well. Now, between 2017-18 and 2023-24 data that you can quote, we have developed 16.83 crore jobs. Secondly, the unemployment rate has declined from 6% to 3.2%. Also, there has been an increase in the formal sector. However, the problem is that the informal sector still is very large, and that large informal sector is having a lot of problems with respect to laborers. They are being harassed, they are being overexploited, they are not given wages on proper time. So, this has underlined the need for bringing a simplified and a unified labor code or labor law. So, that is a need, that why we needed these labor laws. Now, next is the key worker centric benefits that we are going to get in the labor codes. The first code is the code of the wages. If it is talking about wages, the point that we should be having, a universal minimum wage should be there. So, a minimum wage will be there. Secondly, a national floor wage for consistency has been created. Then third will be that there will be mandatory issuance of the appointment letter, because if you are having appointment letter, that means you have experience. So, appointment letters have now become mandatory. Uske baad timely and transparent payment of the wages is also very much required, so that the financial security of the worker is not affected. The second part is the occupational safety hazard and working condition code. Usme kya hoga? The workplace and the well-being of the worker is being taken care of. The first thing here is that safety committees have to be there and better workplace standards have to be maintained. Uske saath there has to be free preventive annual healthcare checkups, and the stronger focus will be on occupational safety and the worker well-being. So, this is the labor code this is the code on the occupational safety and health talking about. The next part is the social security code. Now, social security code, what is it is trying? It is trying to expand and bring everyone in the social security net of the country. So, for that, the ESIC coverage has been made universal. So, if you are working in any part, you will get this ESIC coverage. The second thing is the EPF procedure has now been streamlined, so that the dispute resolution becomes faster. Along with that, construction cess system has been simplified, and we have created a National Social Security Fund. So, this is for the social security aspect. Now, what impact the informal and the unorganized workers are going to have about it? So, first of all, the wage has been secured. So, first of all, a social security code as well as wages, a minimum wage criteria will help the workers. In the social security code, ESIC, EPF and welfare coverage will help the unorganized workers, and it will help in enhancing their productivity, legal protection and job quality in the sector. The next thing is that how it is helping the ease of doing business. So, first of all, there will be a single registration, single license and single return for the business. The next part is uniform definition of the wages. नाउ वेजेस की डेफिनेशन बिल्कुल यूनिफॉर्म होगी, इसकी वजह से क्या होगा, लिटिगेशन आर गोइंग टू बी रिड्यूस्ड. द थर्ड वन इज माइनर ऑफेंसेस हैव बीन डीक्रिमिनलाइज्ड. सो उससे क्या होगा, देयर विल बी अ ट्रस्ट बेस्ड कंप्लायंस विद द लॉज. द नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज डिजिटल टूल्स, दे विल बी एम्प्लॉयड. फॉर एग्जांपल, a logarithmic based inspections will enhance the transparency and trust over the government procedures by the industry. The next we are having is MSMEs having given relief from the administrative burden. So administrative burden को कम किया गया है और MSMEs को इससे मिलेगी relief. So these labor codes are taking care of both the laborers as well as the entrepreneurs. Now next is future of the work. आने वाले टाइम में कैसा वर्क रहेगा. So what we are observing is that the gigs type of work are now increasing. Platform based and fixed flexible models are now increasing. It is expected the workforce of 1 crore in the gigs as the gig workers, it is expected to increase up to 2.35 crores by 2029-2030. Then social security code is including the gig and the platform workers. So these changing scenarios are being taken care of by the labor codes. Actually these scenarios have demanded that we should be having a uniform labor laws or simplified and unified labor laws. Then codes are providing a forward looking framework aligned with the technological and the economic change. Now next part is female labor force. So if we talk about, the ILO says that the female labor force of India or the female labor force participation is only 32.8%. This is the data given last year. Now these labor codes are going to help in enhancement of the female labor force participation also. How? The first one is equal remuneration. Always the women face the problem of glass ceiling. They usually get less wages as compared to the male counterpart. So this equal remuneration is going to help them being on the equal footing. The second part is improved maternity benefit, because maternity part is one of the thing that the females face. Either they have to work, either they have to prioritize the family or the work. Now this improved maternity benefit will help them in will be beneficial for them. The next is social protection for the unorganized gig and platform women workers, because women workers in these areas are also increasing. Then also it is also permitting night work for the women, and with the night work the consent of the woman has to be taken. Also there should be enough safety conditions so that they can work in a free manner. Now next is balancing work protection with the business competitiveness, because this is very important. If we are tilted towards only the labor part, then the business is going to be undermined. If we are tilted towards the business, then the labor's rights will be undermined. So for that we need to balance the both. So modern labor regulation must protect workers while enabling the expertise flexibility. Second, enterprise flexibility. Then codes streamline industry relations and speed up the dispute resolution. So that is going to helpful for the enterprises. It ensures workers receive essential rights, welfare and safety. Also it is promoting investment, enterprise stability and India's integration in the global value chain. The next part is implementation phase is very crucial for us. We are going to see how states align with these labor laws, and we also have seen that after GST this is the big reform, because now everything has to be aligned with these labor laws. Now you are in a position to attempt the mains question. You can see the question here. Now you can attempt this mains question and you can bring your answers to us. With this we conclude for the day. Thank you very much.